1. The hidden warning signs men over 60 shouldn't ignore. Have you ever noticed those quiet changes creeping in as you get older? You wake up one morning and something feels different. Maybe there's a subtle weakness in your body that wasn't there before. A sense of tightness or a lack of response in areas that once felt vibrant and alive. You might brush it off, telling yourself it's just part of getting older. But deep down, a voice inside wonders if it's something more. What if it's not just age? What if it's your body trying to tell you something important? These little signs, as easy as they are to ignore, often hold the key to a much bigger truth. They're like warning lights on your dashboard, quiet, but impossible to miss once you pay attention. And for millions of men over 60, these signs aren't random or imagined. They're your vascular system calling out for help, whispering that it's struggling, that it's no longer feeding your energy and strength the way it used to not think about it. Your body, for decades, has carried you through every challenge, every job, every late night, every moment of stress or indulgence. It's powered your confidence, your relationships, and the simple pleasures of feeling strong and capable. But with time, that engine of circulation begins to slow. Not because life is over, but because the pathways that carry your vitality, your blood vessels, have quietly started to stiffen, narrow, and lose their flexibility. And the first place you feel it, not in your chest, not in your legs, but in those small, delicate arteries down there. Why? Because those are the tiniest blood vessels in your body, the most sensitive to even the slightest drop in circulation. Before chest pain, before shortness of breath, you may notice a difference in performance and responsiveness where you least expected it. It's easy to pretend these changes are just age, to shrug and carry on. But what if ignoring them means more than just losing a bit of energy or intimacy? What if it's a sign that your entire vascular system, your lifeline, is struggling? Because when those small arteries start failing, it's often a preview of what's coming for the rest of your body if nothing changes. Let's be real. Most men aren't told this. We're taught to believe that slowing down is inevitable, that loss of vitality is just the price we pay for more candles on the birthday cake. But what if that belief is wrong? What if what you're feeling isn't the result of age, but the result of something you can actually change? See, inside your body, there's a powerful molecule called nitric oxide. It's the signal that tells your blood vessels to relax, to open up, to keep the river of life flowing smoothly. But after 60, your body produces as much as 75% less nitric oxide than before. That decline doesn't just affect one part of you, it ripples through everything. Your heart has to work harder. Your energy fades faster. And yes, those tiny arteries responsible for performance are the first to show signs of trouble. Here's the part no one talks about. This drop in circulation doesn't mean you're broken. It means your system needs support. And the good news? You don't have to reach for pills or surgeries to turn things around. You don't have to accept the idea that this is just how it is now. The real solution starts with understanding that your body isn't against you. It's warning you, nudging you to make choices that bring it back into balance. Choices that fuel your circulation instead of draining it. Choices that restore nitric oxide naturally, using the tools nature has been giving us for centuries. Have you ever noticed how people in certain parts of the world, even in their 70s and 80s, still carry themselves with energy and strength? You see them walking long distances, working in their gardens, laughing with friends as if the years haven't slowed them down. What's different about them? Often it's not expensive treatments or miracle drugs. It's what they put on their plates. It's how they nourish their blood vessels and fuel their vitality every single day. Your body is craving the same support. That weakness, that loss of responsiveness, it's not a punishment. It's a signal that your circulation needs help, and it's a chance to act before bigger problems arrive. Because here's the truth, those early warning signs are often the first clues that more serious issues could be on the horizon. Heart disease, stroke, a decline in overall energy that makes every day feel heavier than it should. But you can change the trajectory before those issues ever take root. So where do you start? The answer isn't a bottle of pills. It isn't a quick fix that masks the symptoms while the real problem grows. It begins with understanding how to feed your vascular system, how to give your body what it needs to produce nitric oxide again, to relax those vessels, to bring the energy, and flow back naturally. Think about your daily habits for a moment. What you eat, how you move, how you manage stress, all of it impacts your circulation more than you might imagine. For example, a diet heavy in processed foods and low in plant-based nutrients slowly chokes your blood vessels, while certain whole foods rich in natural compounds can flip the switch back on, helping your body restore what time has taken away. Hydration, too, plays a bigger role than most realize. Blood can't flow freely if it's thick and sluggish from dehydration. A simple habit like sipping water steadily through the day, not just when you're thirsty, can make a noticeable difference in how your body feels and performs. Even your breathing matters. When stress grips your body, your blood vessels constrict, your nitric oxide levels drop. But just 5 minutes of deep, slow breathing can reset your system, calming your nervous system and opening those pathways again. Now, you might be wondering, is it really possible to feel a change just by making these adjustments? Absolutely. Because your body is waiting for you to give it what it needs. It hasn't given up. It still knows how to produce nitric oxide, how to open up those vessels, how to fuel your vitality. It just needs the right raw materials. And the beautiful thing, those raw materials are simple, accessible, and natural. Foods and habits that don't just mask a problem, but go to the root of it. Imagine waking up with more energy, feeling your confidence return, not because of a prescription, but because you supported your body the way it's designed to function. These warning signs, the ones so many men quietly deal with, don't have to define the rest of your life. They don't have to be the start of a slow decline. They can be the wake-up call that leads to a better chapter, one where you feel strong, energized, and connected again. And here's the key. The solution doesn't have to be overwhelming. It's not about completely changing your life overnight. It's about starting small, adding the right foods, the right habits, step by step, so your body begins to thrive again. Because the truth is, vitality isn't gone. It's not something you lost forever when you cross 60. It's still there, waiting to be unlocked. And the first step is to listen to those signals, to treat them not as a curse, but as a call to action. In the next section, we'll uncover the first simple, powerful food that can flip this switch back on. A food that has supported men's health for centuries, often sitting quietly in kitchens around the world, underestimated and overlooked. When you add it to your day, you'll start to understand how easy it can be to help your body heal itself and bring your circulation back to life. Are you ready to discover how to fuel your vitality naturally? Let's start with the foundation, a humble ingredient that can transform the way your body feels and performs beginning tonight. Let's talk about something most men over 60 have been led to believe their entire lives, that the reason they feel weaker, slower, and less alive is simply because they're getting older, that it's inevitable that the energy and confidence they once had are supposed to fade as the candles on the cake multiply. But what if that belief isn't true? What if the real reason behind the dip in vitality, in performance, and in confidence isn't age at all? When you strip away the myths, you discover something empowering. Your body is not betraying you because of the years you've lived. It's reacting to how it's been fueled and cared for. And understanding that truth is the difference between quietly accepting decline and actively reclaiming the energy, strength, and drive you thought were gone for good. Here's the science most people aren't told. The decline so many men feel as they cross into their 60s is often tied to something much deeper than age. It's linked to how well your blood vessels, the literal highways of life, are functioning. And at the center of that system is a single, tiny molecule that holds enormous power, nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is your body's natural messenger. It tells your blood vessels when to relax, when to open wide, and when to deliver more oxygen and nutrients to every corner of your body. It fuels your heart, your muscles, your brain, and yes, those smaller, more delicate blood vessels that control intimacy and performance. When nitric oxide is plentiful, your body feels vibrant, your energy is steady, your confidence feels uncheckable because your circulation is strong. But here's where things shift. By the time you hit 60, your body's ability to make nitric oxide naturally can drop by as much as 75%. That's not a typo, 3/4 less of the very signal that keeps your blood flowing freely. And the result: energy begins to fade, recovery slows, those small vessels down there stop responding the way they used to, and even your mood can take a hit. Now, here's the important part. This decline doesn't happen just because you've aged. It happens because the systems that support nitric oxide, your diet, your activity levels, your stress response, have been worn down over time. In other words, it's not the clock stealing your vitality. It's the choices and habits that slowly starved your circulation over the years. Think about it. The typical Western lifestyle is filled with ultra-processed foods, refined sugars, salty snacks, and meals stripped of the plant-based nutrients your blood vessels thrive on. Add in years of stress, inconsistent exercise, dehydration, and maybe even a few bad habits like smoking or excess alcohol, and it's no wonder your nitric oxide levels plummet. It's like trying to run a high-performance car on dirty fuel. The engine still works, but it sputters, slows, and breaks down long before its time. Meanwhile, look at people in regions known for longevity and vitality, like the Mediterranean or Okinawa in Japan. These men, often in their 70s and beyond, are still hiking, farming, laughing, and living with a sense of energy many 50-year-olds wish they had. Why? Because their diets and lifestyles naturally protect and boost nitric oxide production. They eat foods rich in plant compounds, they move daily, and they live in ways that keep their vascular system young, even if their birth certificate says otherwise. This is where the real hope lies. Your body hasn't forgotten how to produce nitric oxide. It still knows what to do. It just needs the right tools to get back to work. And the moment you give it those tools, the change can be dramatic. Within weeks, many men notice more energy, stronger circulation, and a renewed sense of performance. Not because they've turned back time, but because they've given their body what it's been missing. Consider this. When your circulation is strong, everything feels easier. Climbing stairs doesn't leave you winded. You wake up feeling rested instead of groggy. That quiet frustration you might feel in your most private moments begins to fade because your body is finally getting the blood flow it needs to respond again. And all of this comes not from fighting your age, but from working with your biology. And here's a powerful truth. Once you understand that diet and lifestyle are the real culprits, it puts the control back in your hands. You're no longer a passive victim of time. You're the driver of your own vitality. By adding the right foods, like those rich in natural nitrates and amino acids, by staying hydrated, by moving even just 10 or 15 minutes after meals, you can flip the switch on nitric oxide production again. It's not about perfection. You don't need to become a marathon runner or live on kale salads. It's about small, deliberate choices that create a big impact over time. For example, simply adding a serving of plant-based foods like legumes, beets, or nuts each day can help your body rebuild its nitric oxide levels naturally. Combining those choices with gentle exercise and stress management can amplify the results. Imagine this. Instead of reaching for a quick pill that forces your blood vessels to respond temporarily and often comes with side effects, you build a foundation of health that keeps those vessels responsive all day, every day. You're not just patching a symptom. You're addressing the cause. And here's the part that surprises most men. When you make these changes, it's not just performance that improves. Your heart health strengthens, your energy returns, your focus sharpens, and your overall sense of confidence climbs. Why? Because circulation is life. When you restore it, every system in your body feels the difference. So if you've been blaming age for the way you feel, it's time to rewrite that story. The real culprit isn't the years you've lived. It's the habits that have slowly eroded your vascular health. And the solution isn't as complicated as it might seem. Your body is ready to bounce back as soon as you start feeding it what it needs to thrive. In the next section, we'll dive into the first simple, natural food that can help spark this process back to life. A food so common you might already have it in your kitchen, but powerful enough to support nitric oxide production and circulation without a single pill or procedure. When you add it to your routine, you'll begin to feel firsthand how your body can turn the tide, not in months or years, but often within weeks. Are you ready to discover the first step toward unlocking lasting energy and vitality? Let's start there. When most people think about foods that can restore energy, boost stamina, and improve circulation, chickpeas are rarely the first thing that comes to mind. They're small, humble, often seen as bland or something to toss into a salad just for a bit of texture. But behind that modest appearance lies one of the most powerful natural tools your body has for restoring vitality, a food that's been fueling strength and longevity for centuries, particularly in regions where men stay active, strong, and confident well into their 70s and 80s. The magic of chickpeas comes down to one vital compound they deliver in abundance: L-arginine. This isn't some synthetic chemical you find in a bottle. It's a natural amino acid your body uses as the raw material to create nitric oxide. that critical messenger molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and expand. And when your blood vessels open up, oxygen and nutrients flow more freely throughout your body. Your muscles perform better, your heart works more efficiently, and yes, those sensitive, smaller vessels that often falter with age start to function like they were meant to. Now, here's the part most men over 60 don't realize. Your natural nitric oxide production doesn't just dip a little as you get older. It can drop by as much as 75% by the time you reach this stage of life. That's why even simple tasks can leave you feeling winded or sluggish. It's why that quiet frustration down there can creep in, often years before more serious warning signs like chest pain ever appear. Your circulation is slowing, not because your body has given up, but because it's missing the very ingredients it needs to keep those blood vessels flexible and responsive. This is where chickpeas come in as a daily foundation for recovery and resilience. By fueling your body with L-arginine naturally, chickpeas help kickstart the nitric oxide pathway that age and poor habits have been choking off. Instead of forcing your system with medications that can come with side effects, chickpeas work with your biology, gently nudging your circulation back into balance. It's like flipping on a switch your body forgot it had, allowing it to function the way nature intended. And the results aren't just theory. They're seen across entire populations. In Mediterranean regions where chickpeas and other legumes are dietary staples, men have significantly lower rates of erectile issues and cardiovascular disease compared to men eating typical Western diets. These are men who, despite being in their 60s, 70s, or older, still walk long distances, climb hills, and maintain an active connection with their partners and their lives. Scientists attribute much of this vitality to diets rich in plant-based proteins, minerals, and most importantly, compounds like L-arginine that sustain nitric oxide production naturally. The beauty of chickpeas is how easy they are to weave into your routine. You don't need to become a gourmet chef or overhaul your entire diet. Just half a cup to 1 full cup of cooked chickpeas a day is enough to make a difference. They're versatile, affordable, and can be adapted to almost any meal. Start simple. If you enjoy spreads, whip up a smooth, creamy hummus with olive oil, garlic, and lemon, a snack that pairs perfectly with whole grain bread or fresh vegetables. Want something with a crunch? Roast chickpeas with a pinch of sea salt and paprika for a protein-packed snack that satisfies your cravings without spiking your blood sugar. Prefer warm, hearty meals? Add chickpeas to your soups, stews, or curries, where they soak up flavors and transform a basic dish into something nourishing and satisfying. And here's a bonus. Chickpeas bring more than just circulation benefits. They're loaded with plant-based protein to support muscle maintenance, fiber to help digestion and balance blood sugar, and minerals like iron and magnesium that keep your heart strong and your energy steady. It's a full package of support for a body that's looking to regain balance, strength, and confidence. Of course, as with any food, there are a few considerations. If you're managing a legume allergy, you'll need to avoid chickpeas altogether. If you have kidney issues or need to monitor protein or potassium levels, check with your doctor before increasing your intake. And if you're new to high-fiber foods, introduce them gradually. Your digestive system may need a few days to adjust, but once it does, the benefits far outweigh the initial transition. What makes chickpeas such a cornerstone for men over 60 isn't just their nutrients, It's their ability to restore a system that's been running on empty for far too long. By giving your body the building blocks for nitric oxide, you're not just improving blood flow down there. You're supporting your heart, your brain, your muscles, and every other part of your body that thrives on oxygen-rich circulation. You're laying a foundation that helps every other change you make, from exercise to stress reduction, work more effectively. Imagine this. Within weeks of adding chickpeas consistently to your meals, you start noticing subtle shifts. You have a bit more energy during the day. Climbing the stairs feels less like a workout. Your morning walks feel easier. And when it matters most, your body responds the way it used to, without the stress, without the frustration, and without relying on quick fixes. That's why I call chickpeas the foundation builder. They're not flashy, they're not exotic, and they don't promise overnight miracles. What they do promise, though, is steady, sustainable support for your circulation and energy, the kind that adds up over time until one day you realize you feel younger, stronger, and more confident than you have in years. And the best part, chickpeas are just the beginning. On their own, they can help reignite the nitric oxide pathway and get your blood moving again. But when you pair them with other natural circulation-boosting foods, the results can compound dramatically. In the next section, we're going to explore one of the most powerful partners you can add alongside chickpeas, a natural plant-based drink that works through an entirely different pathway to boost nitric oxide even faster. When combined, these two foods can create a synergy that doesn't just help you feel better, but helps you feel like yourself again, faster than you might expect. Are you ready to discover the next piece of the puzzle? Let's move there now. Beetroot juice. It's one of those things you might see on a health store shelf or in a trendy cafe, a bright red drink that most people pass by without thinking twice. Yet for men over 60 who are struggling with slowing energy, fading stamina, or that nagging frustration with performance, this simple drink holds one of nature's fastest and most powerful answers. The truth is, when circulation slows, most men look for a quick fix. Pills, prescriptions, anything that promises results overnight. But those solutions often force your body into action, overriding its natural systems and leaving you with side effects, risks, or a temporary effect that fades as fast as it comes. Beetroot juice doesn't work like that. Instead, it taps into a biological pathway your body has always had, one that's been quietly waiting to be reawakened, a pathway that can restore healthy blood flow and energy within weeks, without tricks, without chemicals, and without relying on oxygen levels that naturally dip as you age. Here's how it works. Inside your body, nitric oxide is the key to keeping blood vessels open, relaxed, and responsive. It's what allows oxygen and nutrients to flow freely to your heart, your muscles, your brain, and yes, even those smaller, more sensitive vessels that are often the first to show signs of trouble. But by the time you reach your 60s, your natural production of nitric oxide has dropped dramatically. That's one reason why activities that once felt effortless now leave you winded, and why your confidence down there can start to slip. Beetroot juice bypasses the usual barriers. Unlike foods like chickpeas, which help your body create nitric oxide through the arginine pathway, beetroot juice uses a completely different route, the nitric oxide pathway. When you drink it, the nitrates in the beetroot don't just sit in your stomach waiting to be processed. They begin transforming the moment they hit your mouth. Beneficial bacteria on your tongue convert those nitrates into nitrites, which then travel through your system. Once they reach your blood, they're converted into nitric oxide, signaling your blood vessels to open wide and let the flow return. The beauty of this process? It doesn't depend on oxygen. And that matters because as we age, our oxygen levels during activity or stress can dip. This means that even when your body is struggling to produce nitric oxide the normal way, beetroot juice steps in as a reliable backup, making sure your circulation stays strong. Now, let's make this real. Gordon, a 67-year-old retiree I once worked with, came in feeling drained. His energy was fading fast, and even light workouts left him feeling sluggish. More than that, his confidence with his wife was quietly crumbling, something he barely wanted to admit. He was tired of prescriptions, frustrated with their side effects, and searching for something that could help him feel alive again without compromising his health. We started simple: 140 milliliters of beetroot juice every day, taken about 2 to 3 hours before physical activity, whether that was a brisk walk, a bike ride, or an intimate evening with his partner. Within 3 weeks, things started to change. His stamina improved. He noticed he could walk farther without feeling exhausted. His confidence began to return, not because of some artificial boost, but because his body was finally working with him again instead of against him. When we ran his blood tests, his nitrate levels had climbed significantly, proof that his nitrate to nitrite pathway was fully active and fueling his circulation. And here's what's important: Gordon's story isn't unique. Clinical studies and countless testimonials show similar results. Men who consistently use beetroot juice as part of their routine often report noticeable improvements in energy, endurance, and performance within just a few weeks. Not months, not years, weeks. And it's not just about intimacy. This renewed circulation impacts every part of your day. It helps your heart deliver oxygen to your brain, sharpening your focus. It feeds your muscles during activity so that your morning walks or trips up the stairs don't feel like uphill battles. It gives you the steady strength that lets you live fully instead of just getting through the day. Of course, as with any natural tool, there are a few things to keep in mind. The most common side effect is something harmless but surprising, a condition called bacteria, where your urine may turn pink or red after drinking beet juice. It can be a shock the first time you see it, but it's completely normal and nothing to worry about. For most men, beetroot juice is incredibly safe. The exceptions? If you're on nitrate-based medications, you'll want to check with your doctor before adding it in. And if you're prone to kidney stones, you'll need to keep your portions moderate, as beetroot contains natural oxalates, but for the majority of men, the benefits far outweigh these considerations. In fact, what makes beetroot juice so valuable isn't just its ability to restore circulation quickly, it's how naturally it fits into your life. You don't need to cook it, prep it, or plan elaborate meals around it. A small glass, about 5 ounces at the right time each day, is enough to keep that nitric oxide pathway active and your blood vessels flexible. For best results, time your beetroot juice strategically. Drinking it 2 to 3 hours before you're most active, whether that's before a morning walk, a workout, or a planned evening, allows your body to fully process those nitrates into nitric oxide right when you need them most. Think of it as fueling your circulation, priming your system to perform the way it was designed to. And here's where beetroot juice becomes even more powerful. It's not just a standalone solution. When combined with other natural circulation boosters, like chickpeas, which work through a different pathway, the effects don't just add up, they multiply. This is what nutrition experts call synergy. Each food activates a different system, and together they create a layered, more sustained improvement that lasts throughout your day and into your evenings. Imagine starting your morning with a meal that includes chickpeas, laying a steady foundation for nitric oxide production. Then, by mid-morning, you take your beetroot juice, giving your system a rapid boost that doesn't rely on oxygen. The result: by the time you head out for your walk, tackle a workout, or enjoy time with your partner, your circulation is primed, your energy is steady, and your confidence is back where it belongs. This isn't about shortcuts or gimmicks. It's about feeding your body what it needs to do, what it's always been capable of doing, keeping your blood moving, your energy up, and your performance strong. And unlike medications that mask the symptoms while introducing new risks, beetroot juice respects your body's natural rhythm. It doesn't force anything. It supports what's already there. For so many men, the thought of feeling strong and confident again feels distant, like something they left behind years ago. But the science and stories behind beetroot juice show otherwise. With consistency, this one simple addition to your daily routine can help you feel a difference in weeks, not years. And yet, as powerful as beetroot juice can be, it's only one piece of the puzzle. While it delivers that quick activation your circulation needs, there's another natural food, small, green, and often underestimated, that can protect and extend those benefits, ensuring that the improvements you feel last longer and work harder for you. Together, these three foods form a system, each playing its role to bring back the vitality and confidence you thought you lost for good. Let's uncover the final piece of this trio, the one that acts as both a shield and an enhancer, helping you not just feel better, but stay better for the long term. Are you ready to discover it? Let's dive into that next. Pistachios. Most of us think of them as just a tasty snack, something to crack open while watching TV or chatting with friends. But the truth is, these small green powerhouses do far more than satisfy your cravings. For men over 60 who want to keep their energy steady, their heart strong, and their confidence high, pistachios can be the secret weapon that works quietly behind the scenes, protecting your circulation and boosting your vitality in ways few other foods can match. Let's start with why they matter so much. By the time you hit your 60s, your body has already gone through a series of subtle but important shifts. Your arteries aren't as flexible as they used to be. Your natural production of nitric oxide, that critical molecule that keeps blood vessels relaxed and open, has slowed down. On top of that, oxidative stress, something your body faces every single day, starts wearing away at your vascular system, making it harder to keep blood flowing freely. All of these changes together can leave you feeling more fatigued, struggling with stamina, or noticing those frustrating drops in performance that can chip away at your confidence. This is where pistachios step in. Unlike a lot of quick fixes that simply mask the symptoms, pistachios work with your body in multiple ways at once. They're packed with antioxidants, which help fight oxidative stress, shielding your arteries from damage that would otherwise make them stiff and less responsive. They're loaded with heart-healthy fats, the kind your body needs to balance hormones and keep your cardiovascular system functioning like a well-oiled engine. And maybe most importantly, they deliver an extra boost of arginine, the amino acid your body uses to make nitric oxide, keeping your blood vessels open and your circulation strong. Imagine it this way: chickpeas, which we talked about earlier, help you lay the foundation by gradually building up nitric oxide production. Beetroot juice comes in for that quick, noticeable push, activating the nitrate to nitrate pathway that doesn't rely on oxygen. Pistachios, they're the ones who guard and extend those benefits, making sure the nitric oxide you've built doesn't break down too quickly, while also adding extra fuel to the system so your circulation stays smooth and steady all day long. But beyond the science, what does this mean for you in your day-to-day life? It means you can walk up that flight of stairs without feeling like you need to sit down halfway. It means those evening walks or bike rides with your partner feel enjoyable again, not like a challenge. It means your heart and blood vessels are better protected against long-term issues like high cholesterol and stiff arteries, giving you the kind of health that supports not just longevity but quality of life. And yes, it means more confidence when it comes to intimacy, because when your circulation is strong, every part of you benefits. One of the things men love most about pistachios is how easy they are to fit into a routine. You don't need to cook them, prepare elaborate recipes, or measure out complicated portions. A simple handful, about 1 to 2 ounces, or roughly 30 to 60 grams, is all it takes to start noticing the benefits. Split that amount into 2 servings, one mid-morning and one mid-afternoon, and you're fueling your body with steady support without even thinking about it. Of course, as with any food, quality matters. The best pistachios are raw or dry roasted, without heavy oils or excessive salt. Why? Because we want all the benefits without counteracting them with unnecessary fats or sodium. The cleaner your pistachios, the more your arteries, heart, and energy levels will thank you. And if you enjoy a little variety, there are plenty of ways to mix them in. Toss a handful into your morning oatmeal for a satisfying crunch. Sprinkle them over a fresh salad for a boost of texture and nutrition. Or pair them with a small cup of yogurt for a midday snack that not only keeps you full but actively supports your health. Now, let's look at a real-life example to understand how these small nuts can make a big difference. Take Gordon, a 71-year-old retired businessman who came to me looking for a natural solution. His energy was fading, his confidence was slipping, and while he wasn't facing any severe health issues, he felt like his vitality was quietly disappearing. Instead of rushing to prescriptions, we made some simple changes, one of the easiest being the addition of pistachios to his daily routine. About 100 grams a day, spread throughout the day, became his go-to snack. Within 3 weeks, the difference was clear. His stamina improved. His cholesterol levels dropped to a healthier range. Most importantly, his confidence returned, not just because his body was working better, but because he finally felt in control of his health again. His erectile function scores, the measurements doctors use to gauge performance, rose significantly. But what mattered most to Gordon was how he felt: energized, capable, and proud of the fact that he achieved these results naturally, without depending on chemicals or quick fixes. That's the beauty of pistachios. They don't promise overnight miracles, but they offer something far better: sustainable, long-term improvements that touch every corner of your health. They support your circulation. They protect your arteries. They help balance hormones thanks to their heart-friendly fats. And because they're nutrient dense, rich in protein, fiber, and essential vitamins and minerals, they also keep your energy steady and your hunger satisfied, preventing those midday crashes that can leave you drained. For most men, the only real precautions with pistachios are simple. If you have a tree nut allergy, they're obviously off the table. If you're managing kidney issues, keep an eye on your potassium intake and talk with your doctor about the right amount for you. And as with any nutrient-dense food, balance is key. Eating very large amounts can cause digestive discomfort. Start small, stick to the recommended 1 to 2 ounces per day, and build up gradually if you feel comfortable. The key here is consistency. Natural improvements don't happen overnight, but research shows that within 3 weeks of regular pistachio intake, most men notice significant differences in their energy, circulation, and confidence. By 6 to 8 weeks, those benefits often feel even stronger, helping you not just regain your vitality, but maintain it. And here's where things get exciting. Pistachios aren't just working alone. When you pair them with chickpeas, the foundation builder, and beetroot juice, the rapid activator, you create a powerful trio. Each food works through a different pathway, but together, they form a system that covers all angles of your vascular health. Chickpeas steadily fuel your nitric oxide levels. Beetroot juice gives you the quick activation when you need it most. Pistachios lock in those benefits, protecting your arteries and keeping your energy consistent throughout the day. This combination isn't complicated. It doesn't require strict meal plans, expensive supplements, or hours in the kitchen. It's as simple as adding the right foods to your day at the right times. A cup of chickpeas in the morning, a small glass of beetroot juice mid-morning, and a handful of pistachios as your afternoon boost. Together, they help you feel younger, stronger, and more in control of your health without relying on risky shortcuts. And the best part, this isn't just about circulation or performance. These foods, especially pistachios, contribute to overall heart health, better cholesterol management, and improved energy. They give you the foundation to not just survive, but thrive, to wake up with energy, to move through your day with confidence, and to know that your body is working with you, not against you. For many men, the idea of feeling strong and capable, again, can feel like wishful thinking, like something you left behind in your younger years. But with a few simple changes, starting with something as easy as adding pistachios to your daily routine, that feeling can come back. You don't have to fight against your age. You just need to fuel your body with what it's been missing. Now that we've covered pistachios, the protector and performance enhancer, we've completed the core trio of foods that can transform your circulation, energy, and vitality. But knowing what to eat is only half the story. The next step is learning how to bring these foods together into a practical, simple routine, one that doesn't overwhelm you but fits naturally into your day. Because consistency is what turns these benefits from short-term boosts into lasting results. So how do you put this all into action? How can you turn chickpeas, beetroot juice, and pistachios into a routine that feels effortless yet powerful? That's exactly what we're diving into next, with a simple 7-day plan designed to help you start feeling the difference, not months from now, but in just a matter of weeks. When it comes to reclaiming your vitality after 60, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking you need a miracle cure, a single food, a single supplement, or a single solution that will magically turn everything around. But the truth is the body doesn't work like that. Your circulation, your energy, your stamina, these things aren't controlled by one switch. They're powered by a network, a system of pathways and processes that all work together. And when you give that system the right combination of support, something powerful happens. That's where the synergy effect comes in. Synergy. It's a simple concept, but one that can completely change how you view your health. It's not just about adding one good thing to your diet. It's about understanding how multiple elements work together to create results far greater than what any of them could achieve on their own. And for men over 60 who want to feel stronger, more energized, and more confident, this synergy comes from a trio of plant-based foods that target your circulation from 3 different angles: chickpeas, beetroot juice, and pistachios. Each of these foods, on their own, is impressive. Chickpeas provide a steady supply of arginine, which your body uses to produce nitric oxide, the signal that tells your blood vessels to relax and open up. This pathway is like a slow-burning fire, providing steady, consistent support for your circulation throughout the day. Beetroot juice, on the other hand, taps into a completely different road. It's rich in dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitrites and then into nitric oxide, even in low oxygen conditions where your natural production might lag. This is the fast track, the quick surge of support that can help you feel a noticeable boost in energy and stamina, sometimes within hours. And then there are pistachios, the protectors. They don't just contribute arginine to the mix. They shield the nitric oxide your body produces from breaking down too quickly, thanks to their antioxidants. They also nourish your arteries with healthy fats, making them more flexible and resilient so that all the benefits from the chickpeas and beetroot juice last longer and work more effectively. Now, imagine what happens when all 3 of these are working together inside your body. Chickpeas keep the base fire of nitric oxide production burning steadily throughout the day. Beetroot juice provides that rapid ignition when you need an extra spark, before exercise, before an evening out, or just to get through a demanding afternoon. And pistachios not only add their own fuel to the fire, but make sure that fire doesn't burn out too quickly by protecting your arteries and sustaining the effects. The result isn't just additive, it's multiplicative. 1 plus 1 plus. 1 doesn't equal 3. It feels more like 5 or 6 because these foods amplify each other's effects. Let's put it into perspective with a simple example. Picture your circulation like a garden irrigation system. The chickpeas are like a steady, reliable drip line. They keep the soil moist, making sure the plants get a consistent supply of water. Beetroot juice is like a sudden, refreshing rainstorm that soaks everything quickly, giving the plants a burst of hydration right when they need it most. And pistachios, they're the mulch and the healthy soil structure, keeping that moisture locked in and making sure the roots can actually absorb all that water efficiently. Each of those elements helps the plant survive, but together they make the garden thrive. And just like a thriving garden, your body responds to this combined nourishment in ways you can actually feel. Men who integrate this trio into their daily routine often notice changes within 2 to 3 weeks, steadier energy, improved stamina, and a stronger sense of confidence. By 6 to 8 weeks, those benefits can become even more pronounced, not just in how you feel during the day, but in how your body performs and recovers, whether it's a morning walk, A workout, or those private moments that make life feel full. But here's the key. For synergy to work, it has to be sustainable. This isn't about following a rigid, complicated diet plan or spending hours in the kitchen. It's about weaving these foods into your daily rhythm so they become habits, not chores. And the beauty is, it's remarkably easy to do. Start your morning with 1/2 to 1 cup of cooked chickpeas. You can blend them into a smoothie, mash them into a spread like hummus on whole grain toast, or even toss them into scrambled eggs for a hearty breakfast. Around mid-morning, drink about 5 ounces of beetroot juice, ideally 2 to 3 hours before any physical activity or evening plans, so the nitric oxide boost is active when you need it. And in the afternoon, enjoy a small handful of pistachios, about 1 to 2 ounces as a snack to sustain energy and protect your circulation into the evening dot. This isn't about flooding your diet with new foods or turning your meals upside down. It's about layering these elements in a way that feels natural, like adding 3 simple building blocks to the foundation of your health. When they're combined, you're giving your body a triple benefit: steady support, quick activation, and long-lasting protection. Some men wonder, do I need to eat these foods every single day for the rest of my life? The answer is no. You don't need perfection to see results. What matters most is consistency. Following this pattern 5 to 6 days a week can lead to real, lasting changes, while allowing yourself flexibility for the occasional day off. Health isn't about extremes. It's about building habits you can actually keep. And let's not forget the added bonuses. These foods bring beyond circulation. Chickpeas deliver plant protein, fiber, and minerals like magnesium and iron, which support your energy and heart health. Beetroot juice helps regulate blood pressure and can improve endurance for physical activities, thanks to its oxygen-efficient nitric oxide pathway. Pistachios contribute to better cholesterol balance, hormone support, and even mindful eating habits when you shell them yourself. Together, they don't just boost blood flow, they improve your overall vitality, making you feel more capable, more resilient, and more in control of your health. Don't imagine waking up and actually feeling energized, walking with more purpose, tackling your day without that heavy fatigue that can creep in as the years go by. Picture yourself moving with confidence, not because of some expensive treatment or risky prescription, but because you made a few small, natural changes to what you eat. That's the power of synergy. And once you start to feel those results, it's not just your body that changes, your mindset does too. You stop seeing aging as a slow decline and start seeing it as a new phase where you can feel just as alive as ever. Maybe even more so, Dot, and this is where everything starts to come together. You now know how each of these foods works individually. Chickpeas as the steady foundation, beetroot juice as the rapid activator, and pistachios as the protector and enhancer. You understand how, when combined, they don't just help. They multiply each other's effects, creating a system of support your body can rely on day after day. But knowing is only half the battle. The real transformation happens when you put this into practice and make it part of your life. So as we move forward, let's take this knowledge and turn it into a practical, step-by-step plan. A 7-day routine that weaves these foods seamlessly into your mornings, afternoons, and evenings, so you can start feeling the benefits within weeks, not months. Because the power of synergy isn't just in theory, it's in the habit, and that's where your vitality truly begins. To return, Let's be honest, most of us don't want another complicated health plan. We don't want to spend hours cooking elaborate meals, counting every calorie, or turning our lives upside down just to feel a little more energetic. What we want is something simple, something practical, something we can actually stick to without feeling overwhelmed. And that's exactly what this 7-day plan is designed to do, to help you naturally improve your circulation, energy, and confidence without needing to follow a strict diet or make drastic changes to your lifestyle. Because when it comes to rebuilding your vitality after 60, consistency matters far more than perfection. It's not about doing everything flawlessly. It's about doing the right things in a simple rhythm, so your body has what it needs every single day to function at its best. And that's where these 3 foods, chickpeas, beetroot juice, and pistachios, come in. Together, they form the foundation of a daily routine that works with your body's natural systems, boosting circulation and energy in a way that feels effortless. Now, here's how to put it all together over 7 days so it becomes a habit, not a chore. Think of it as a gentle routine, one that doesn't feel like a diet, but more like a set of small upgrades to your daily rhythm. By the end of the first week, most people start to notice subtle shifts, a little more energy in the mornings, a little less fatigue by the afternoon, maybe even a sense of renewed drive in areas of life that felt dormant. Stick with it, and by 2 to 3 weeks, those subtle shifts can become powerful changes. We begin each day with the first step, morning nourishment with chickpeas. This is where you lay the foundation for steady circulation throughout your day. Why the morning? Because chickpeas are rich in L-arginine, an amino acid your body converts into nitric oxide, the compound that signals your blood vessels to relax and widen. This process isn't a quick spike. It's a slow, steady release, like keeping a steady flame burning all day long. By starting your day with half to 1 cup of cooked chickpeas, you're ensuring that your system has a baseline of support for your energy and circulation from the moment you get up. And the best part is, it's easy to do. You don't need to eat plain chickpeas by the spoonful unless you want to. You can blend them into a smoothie with fruit and a splash of almond milk for a creamy, filling breakfast. You can spread a couple spoonfuls of hummus on whole grain. Toast alongside your morning tea or coffee. Or if you enjoy a more traditional breakfast, you can even toss some chickpeas into scrambled eggs with a bit of spinach for an extra boost. The point isn't to make breakfast complicated, it's to make it nourishing in a way that's simple and sustainable. By mid-morning, it's time for step 2, activating your system with beetroot juice. This is where you give your circulation that extra surge, tapping into a different nitric oxide pathway, the nitrate-nitrate route. Unlike the slow process chickpeas use, this pathway kicks in fast and doesn't rely on oxygen, which is especially useful as our natural nitric oxide production declines with age. About 5 ounces of beetroot juice, timed 2 to 3 hours before any physical activity or before an evening out, primes your system so that when you need stamina, it's there. Think about it this way. Maybe you've got a morning walk planned, a workout at the gym, or simply a busy day where you don't want to feel drained by noon. This mid-morning habit ensures your body is ready for whatever's ahead, with better oxygen efficiency and smoother blood flow. And if you're someone who enjoys a romantic evening now and then, you'll find this little boost can help there. 2, you don't need to chug it like a sports drink. Sipping it slowly works just fine. And if you find straight beet juice too earthy, Mix it with a bit of apple or carrot juice for a naturally sweet, pleasant flavor. Now, as the afternoon rolls around, usually between 2 and 3 o'clock, we bring in the final piece of the trio, pistachios. These little green nuts are more than just a snack. They're the protectors and enhancers of your circulation, while chickpeas provide the steady base and beetroot juice delivers the surge. Pistachios help keep it all going by shielding nitric oxide from breaking down too quickly, thanks to their antioxidants. They also contribute healthy fats that keep your arteries flexible and your hormones balanced, which is vital for both energy and performance. A small handful, about 1 to 2 ounces, or 30 to 60 grams, is all you need. You can enjoy them as is, straight from the shell, which has the added benefit of slowing you down so you don't overeat. Or you can sprinkle them over a small bowl of yogurt, add them to a salad, or even mix them into a light trail mix for a more filling afternoon snack. This step not only sustains your energy into the evening, but also reinforces everything the chickpeas and beetroot juice have done earlier in the day. Now, while these 3 foods form the core of the 7-day plan, there are a few simple habits that can take your results to the next level. First, hydration. Blood can't move freely if it's too thick, and your body can't transport nutrients effectively if it's running dry. Keeping a glass of water nearby throughout the day and sipping steadily, not just when you're thirsty, keeps your system running smoothly. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses a day, spread evenly so your circulation remains fluid and efficient. Second, movement. You don't need to start lifting heavy weights or running marathons. Even a 10 to 15-minute walk after your meals can make a big difference. Those short strolls encourage your muscles to absorb nutrients more effectively, stimulate your blood flow, and help maintain steady energy levels. Think of it as giving your circulation a gentle nudge, reminding it to stay active and strong. Third, stress management. Stress is one of those invisible thieves of vitality that we often overlook. When stress builds, your blood vessels constrict, your nitric oxide efficiency drops, and even the best foods and habits can feel less effective. That's why taking just 5 minutes a day to slow your breathing, sit quietly, or clear your mind can make a real difference. You don't need fancy techniques. Even closing your eyes and taking slow, deep breaths can calm your nervous system and restore healthy blood flow. And finally, mindset. This is where most people trip up. They think if they miss a day, they've failed. But the truth is, progress isn't about perfection. It's about showing up most of the time, staying consistent, and not letting one skipped day turn into a skipped week. Think 80-20. If you follow this plan 5 to 6 days a week, you'll still see meaningful, lasting results. So how does it all look when it's put together? Here's a snapshot of your day. Morning, 7 to 8 a.m., half to 1 cup of cooked chickpeas with breakfast and a smoothie on toast or with eggs. Mid-morning, 10 to 11 a.m., about 5 ounces of beetroot juice, timed so its nitric oxide boost is active when you need it most. Afternoon, 2 to 3 p.m., a small handful. 1 to 2 ounces of pistachios, either as a snack or added to a light meal. Throughout the day, stay hydrated, aim for a short walk after meals, and take a few minutes for deep breathing or relaxation. Stick to this routine for 7 days, and by the end of that first week, you'll likely start to feel the difference. Steadier energy, less sluggishness, and perhaps even a sense of renewed vitality that you thought was out of reach. Keep it going for 2 to 3 weeks, and the Results can become even more pronounced. Better circulation, improved stamina, and a growing confidence in how your body feels and performs. And the best part, this isn't a quick fix. It's not a crash diet or a gimmick. It's a set of habits you can carry forward as long as you choose, adjusting and adapting as you need without feeling restricted or deprived. You're not giving anything up. You're simply adding in the right tools that work with your body, not against. At that, as we transition to what comes next, think about this. Health and vitality aren't built in a single day, but they can be rebuilt day by day, choice by choice. You now have a plan that doesn't just tell you what to eat, but shows you how. To live in a way that supports your energy and confidence naturally. And this is only the beginning. In the next phase, we'll explore how to build on this foundation, how to make these changes even more powerful, and how to turn them into a lifestyle that not only restores your vitality, but helps you thrive for years to come. Because you deserve more than just feeling okay. You deserve to feel alive every single day.